Greetings everyone. Please give a moment to make sure everything is set on up. It'll be useful if I have a browser open for this. Then kick is going. Twitter is going. YouTube is going good. Twitch peer going. Poll is going as well. Please give me another one to double check my other computer. Yep, and it looks like my other computer's going good as well. Wait, I thought that mark counter on Twitch was incorrect, but it actually says 4 went up. Usually that's a little bit of holdover. Well, welcome everybody to the stream. Let's go and get started. Let's first start the day with 2v2, and then we'll go into some, not 2v2s, 1v1s, then we'll go to some 2v2s. Like to get warmed up with a 1v1. A little bit slower to start, which is good for a warm-up. You know as well, I got a little bit of headache. I think it's some sort of allergy headache, it feels like, so I'm not exactly 100%. So when am I ever 100%? Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Age of Empires, Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Panzer Elite. We have the sky is the limit. Spawn on the right side as the British forces. We have Nuswil. I still don't know how to pronounce any sort of name, any sort of game. Scope Rifle Squad eyeing for the fuel point there. It's not uncommon where the British player tends to push forward with the HQs in this fuel sector up front. We may see a Stuart or 12.
Loud and clear,
Probably just 3. On all 4? 4. Second Kaliningrad has been pulling field, not uncommon, and going for a third Kaliningrad. Usually 2 is pretty common against British forces, especially on this map, but we are going to see 3, which appears to be less common. Lieutenant does issue retreat orders, so he, as the HQ is packed on up, so he will retreat back to this road here, which gives him nice and close to the munition sector. And with that munition sector, he'll be able to feed his gun. A lot of bunch of chew there. A lot of brass chew. Kaliningrad has a camouflage on it, which means he has selected the Luftwaffe ground forces. So we have a known doctrine for so far an unknown doctrine. It's probably a little bit too early to tell what the British player has selected, if he has selected something. Initial sector is catching up. Where did that HQ truck? Yep, he did set up on the road there, going for another infantry section. And of course, with this sector now locked down, of course, the Kaliningrad just can't go forward and decapture it. Does also provide the improved resources. So we probably will see. That could be a Bren carry before some sort of Stuart. Got 3 Kaliningrads on the field. Captured this munition sector, fuel sector, and captured this sector here as well, because that one is just simply is captured, but it's out of supply. Of course, this point is a cutoff point, which will not get this sector in supply. You will need to capture this sector, which look, this Kaliningrad is driving forward for it now. Scope Rifle Squad, maybe eyeing for the church. Trying to get some divine intervention. Nope, not eyeing for any divine intervention. And he's actually eyeing for the cutoff point, which is a good idea. Denying your opponent resources is always nice. No Panzer. Oh, one squad of Panzer Grenadiers on the field does pull out the Kampfgruppe Company. That's probably for a 250/1/2 track. Yes, it is. Kaliningrad trying to bully around the Scope Rifle Squad, but it's taking a lot of abuse. Tried to abuse, got abused. Not a bad way to say that. Probably. Panzer Grenadiers are behind some heavy cover there. It only has the 1 Panzer Grenadier, so we'll have a bit of a mount to play. No G43 is being upgraded. Nor any sort of upgrade at the moment either. One of the Tommies have gone down, does decapture this point, denying the income of all these resources up here. And we do have a Brendan Carrier on the field. He does spot, or lack a spotting of the camouflage Kaliningrad there, so he is aware of what doctrine he's gone for. Kaliningrad not eyeing to capture that. Oh, he is trying to capture the point. I'm always surprised how far away they can capture. Trying to throw some rounds down the Kaliningrad, bouncing on the rear armor. Now do have the 250 half track. Maybe good aid to mount up. It'll give some good action, though it does mean one less rifle. Let's get inside the garrison here. This window's not firing the moment, so only have 3 windows firing. Get a bit damage down to the half track, does mount up. You can't traverse that side, which has 1 window. This side has 2 windows. So it's probably best to fight from this side or this side. Maybe park it right here, and that way park it right here, so as he de-garrisons, he will run straight into the half-track itself. That's just a hypothesis, though. Brendan Carrier. Oh, Kaliningrad does decapture the munition sector. This munition sector being captured by the lieutenant, and this VP has been captured by the Panzer League player. He currently has all 3 VPs captured. Good damage down to the Panzer Grenadier. And now he's trying to repair up the half-track in the combat. Panzer Grenadiers appear to be just outside of range as well.
Available to take the field.
We do not have a Panzer truck upgrade, so we can now deploy them out and really engage. Well, probably he could dive in on the HQ command truck, maybe a little bit risky and relatively low roared at this point in time, honestly. Going for the field support truck would be definitely much better, though. No captain deployed on the field. Just spent a whole lot of munitions on something. MMG carrier, that was the upgrade I saw. Does get the cutoff point there, and does go and try to pursue the Kaliningrad. Does get some good damage onto it. Engage in nice, glorious close range combat. Kaliningrad does the. I wonder. He's following it. I wonder if you can see the tracks right there. Maybe not. It would be actually pretty cool if it does maintain the tracks there, so you can follow it like that. I always like the camouflage mechanics, but you can have other ways, user ways of spotting it yourself. Your troops may not be able to fire upon it, but it's always I always like to see those mechanics, like how StarCraft 2 has like the shimmers. I don't know what else to call it. MMG carriers for bit damage there. Does dismount there, needs to put a round there on the Brendan Carrier. Brendan Carrier does go down, Scope squad can reinforce. Does have the field support truck here. Captain will be deployed on the field. You may need to get out. He doesn't have enough munitions for officer artillery for the doctrinal ability. Captain needs to stay in the sector to get the defense buff to the Scope squad. Does do it now. Trying to reinforce this unit there. And taking out this before the suit comes out is going to be very useful. The half-track may go down. Truck does go down. He does have the captain in the field, so we can bypass and get out the armor command truck now. Captain does stay alive as well. The captain does have heavy cover there. He does have a decent defensive position here, but of course he needs to clear this out. He has 4 reinforcements here at the... Oh, there could have been some friendly fire there. Go for Scarlet advancing on forward. Going for another field support truck. He's not eyeing for the armor command truck. He doesn't have any command points at the moment. I want to be vested into a doctrine. Does throw some rounds there. He really should throw rounds in the Scope Rifle Squad, probably. Captain needs to advance forward a little bit there to provide the sector buff there. He has 1 command point now. I don't know what doctrinal ability can apply for 1 command point that will be useful in this situation. Biggest problem right now, he has forward repairs and reinforcements in this sector. But it's on the Panzer Grenadier. Does get suppression there. He needs a fallback now. If he would have got out a sapper, he could possibly deploy out Bofors here to at least prevent it from being dived in. And it's going for the Speed Governor's upgrade because it's a bad spawn direction.
Speed Governors have been upgraded on
and does go and body slam that. Good damage there onto the field support truck. He does have no longer damage engine there. We can mount up and pursue it. The governor, he's starting to floor it. He does not get mounted. No, he does get mounted there at the last moment. Or beyond the last moment, really. Field support truck does get damage and crit there from the small arms. He does this field support truck. If he gets another half command point, quarter command point, maybe a Churchill if be in order. Maybe commandos? Right now his field control is not very good. This other squad just going around capturing sectors is good. Along with the captain. Captain's very wounded. Has two intersections here. And support with lieutenants so they can move around a bit more reasonably. Throws some rounds down the Panzer Grenadiers. Does pass force in the mount up. That one may will get wiped out. They're still vulnerable in the back. It's a bit hard to actually hit them though. I know Configures 2, I've had times where I somehow wipe out the entire squad in the back of the half track.
We're losing a strategic location.
Another field support truck now being deployed on the field. And now the Kaliningrad, oops. Minimap went crazy. Kaliningrad does decapture the cutoff point, denying the fuel and soon-to-be munitions sector. Got a pair of SDGs as well. And the Vigorous Placement does get abandoned, so that can be reclaimed and repaired. Hopefully both, or neither. Field support truck has been deployed in field. He may want to deploy onto, again, it went crazy. He may want to deploy into the sector here, maybe deploy it right here in order to lock down the cutoff point. Won't provide him any resource benefits, but at least prevents him from being decaptured. After all, getting these resources in is probably better than getting in no resources. Incendiary Grenade has been primed and cancelled, or a really poor throw there.
Our front lines are collapsing.
From the replay where you said I shouldn't have got Churchill's commandos, they both cost 3 command points, which you didn't have. Oh, I thought Churchill's are cost 2 command points. I could double check that in between the games. Intersection does give Jansen heavy cover there. STGs. Nope, not the first one. I could have sworn the first one was 2. Which does change the math quite a bit. If it was 2 command points, it would be very accessible. Damage and crit there does get a damage to crit. Does hit up the field support truck. Intersection's not pushing way forward. Needs some damage there onto the Panzer Grenadiers and do remount up. Kaliningrad's in their region as well.
Germans are assaulting one of our victory points.
Got a bit of damage there onto the infantry half track.
We're down to 300 points.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Brit. Been a pretty one-side engagement. Just good mounted play from Panzer by the Panzer Elite. And focus down his opponent's structures. The field support truck is being deployed on out. Of course, going for the armor command truck will consume quite a bit of fuel, and we'll probably need a lot more fuel to get out a Cromwell or Kangaroo. STG skirting around. Munitions sector has been captured up, and looks like the British player does back of the game now. This is Android saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I could have sworn the Churchill was 2 command points. I could be mistaken, like I am mistaken. Royal Engineers. Oh, it is 3 command points. Maybe it was a campaign I'm getting confused with that has 2 command point Churchills. Oh well, my bad. Not the Windows main menu. Oh no, I've been defeated by an easy AI. Wait. Great. Exit stats. There we go. Yep. Let's see now. Let's go on to the next replay. I can delete that one. Let's see, that one was this one here. It was a replay that was submitted to me. Let's see if I can't find it. Here we go. You said I should look at it first before casting it. I have not done that, so let's go and just cast it. Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the left side as the British forces, we have Donkey. Spawn on the left side as his allies, US ally, I keep on butchering that, we have Loading, ... Spawn on the right side as the Wehrmacht forces, we have Pub. Who wants to go to the pub? And we have his teammate, Coop. Scope Rifle Squad, eyeing for Listed Munition Sector, a common place to set up the HQs in this sector. Though, maybe a good idea if you want more fuel, can always set up here as well. To me, this feels like a little bit too bold, but it's a common place for British players to lock down the sector. We do now have the HQ command truck packing on up, trying to obtain the food for their very hungry guns. Yep, it's sort of hard to tell. I just go on games replay. I'm like, I recognize these players. These at least this is somebody notable here. Top replay. And then I usually like, we can take a look at that one. But the problem is, I don't really have time to sit down and look at every single replay forecasting. I do streaming every single day, and so I like to also go in blind because it gives me a good. I don't expect things to happen, so I get more of an honest reaction. Which also means I could miss a lot of stuff like I usually do. Bridge 2v2 is much easier than 1v1 because you get more resources. And a teammate to help you out as well. Your teammate can focus on field control, the Brits can focus on combat. There's a reason why I know in Company Heroes 2, for example, Austere and OKW. The OKW player needs to push towards the Storm Pioneers, while the Wehrmacht player can just use his Pioneers to capture up the sectors. One person can focus on offense, one person can defense. Which is also one reason why in my mod, because there's two, I try to make some of the engineers cheaper so they can go around capping points and have more designated combat units for combat. Make the cheap squads not necessarily meant for combat, good for capping, is great. The problem is, Austere and Heroes 2 doesn't really have that in the Pioneer because 200 manpower, they can't really fit that role. Either way, we do have another Scope Rifle Squad game knocking off on the motorcycle, Jeep drifting around, trying to fire its 30 cal against the motorcycle. Schimmelwagen now on the field, Volksgrenadiers behind some light cover here. And the Pioneer is doing some good damage onto the infantry section, though one of the models could be a little bit closer. Rifleman Squad advancing forward, coming forward to aid the Scope Rifle Squad. His Jeep has withdrawn, probably a little bit battered and bruised. And nothing too bad, could be pushing forward once again. Scope Rifle Squad advancing forward, trying to hide this garrison here. As drop more and more models, the more enticing this garrison is. Pioneer Squad does fall back, Volksgrenadiers on this garrison. There's 5 windows this side, so that's a lot of windows to fire out. Plus there's always additional pair of windows here as well. Scope Rifle Squad and Jeep trying to pursue that motorcycle. Got MG42 being set on up. Motorcycle and Schimmelwagen now here to support. Looks like the US player is lagging a little bit. That could be a bit of a problem. And Volksgrenadiers inside the garrison there. And so has all 5 models. We've got the engineers back here as well. Motorcycle getting a bit damaged there. MG42 firing away. Schimmelwagen and motorcycle both need a Pioneer though. Volksgrenadiers to get out of the garrison. We do have now the Flamer engineers now deployed on the field. These riflemen are wounded. They do fall back, very nice. And now we do have the lieutenant attached to the intersection. And going for Brenz on that squad as well. Intersection now slowly making his advance. And the Shimmerwagen's almost down, so this is one of the few times where the slow advance could be just enough, but it is not enough. We got a second Shimmerwagen here, and the motorcycle getting repaired up by his pioneers. Need to take time to repair up all the dents and scratches in the Shimmerwagen as well. Jeep has the new paint job and is making his advance. M242 getting some damage on the intersection squad. Of course, he is out of range, so you may want to get out of garrison sooner rather than later. But of course, he will keep the MG right there away from him not advancing forward. The reverse moving back. Shimmerwagen did a damage there. Volks Grenadiers behind a bit of light cover. And we do have the field support truck in the field.
Under attack.
Field support truck course convoy out the not the lieutenant, the captain or the steward or the sappers. Why not all three? Bunker going up here. Jason's angle is probably going to be casualty recovery bunker. The Wehrmacht casualty recovery bunkers don't exactly have the same collection radius as, say, the US med bunker. The US med bunker's collection radius is probably too wide because it can, at maximum range, the medics simply could not make it in time for some of the casualties. Maybe that's going to be a repair bunker? I mean, there's a large number of Shimmerwagens on the field. Just going back on up, though he does get the lieutenant full retreat there. Pacifiers does connect onto the Jeep. Red guns firing away as well. Since they're fighting against both Wehrmacht players, sledge trenches are a little bit more effective against Wehrmacht, in my opinion. Cinder grenades are pretty good at clearing out trenches. Flyman warfare are pretty good at clearing out trenches, but Pioneers only have 2 models, so maybe a trench here in the middle of the map would be pretty good. Oh, got some rifle grenades as well.
Infantry closing in on us!
Rifle grenade fired. And of course, rifle grenades are really miss or miss. They hardly ever hit, but when they hit, they do good work. It's one of the few weapons less reliable than the Piet, and I have no faith in the Piet. The US player is calling a bit too early on We1. Scoper Squad does fall back, does not spot these landmines here. The Scoper Squad does fall back. Now we've got 3 Shimmerwagens, so maybe this is a repair bunker. Let's get him selected. So far unupgraded, he's gone for 3 Shimmerwagens. Is it worth getting light vehicle veterancy for 3 Shimmerwagens? Possibly. Grenadiers now falling back. Oh, flamethrowers, of course, pretty good at burning everything. Assault faceman completed. A little bit overkill there onto the was that motorcycle or Shimmerwagen? Now I've already forgotten. It was the motorcycle. But of course, if you really want it dead, you really want it dead. These units do get suppressed there, and there's just too many Shimmerwagens for them to stick around either way. Flamethrower may want to fall back as well. He does have a mortar pit here, which will be good versus static weapons. On this quick pace, with so many Shimmerwagens here, it's probably not going to be that useful. Bren carrying... Oh, mortar does get a good hit there on the Bren. Pioneers back here. We do have the Rifleman go around capture some sectors.
Where do you want the enemy advances.
MV42 in a decent defensive position there. This player, a bit more of a well-rounded composition, does have a Sturmarmy on the field himself. I say it's too early to say we won, not until doctrines start coming out. After all, there's a large number of doctrines based around manpower, such as the Stug, or not Stug, Stu.
Was wünschen Sie? What do you want?
RNG grenades, yep. And for the Brits, just make sure you pray to the... Wait, it was it Queen Elizabeth this time? In 44? Or was it King Edwards? What was the king at this time? Was it Queen Elizabeth II? She was supposed to be immortal.
Where do you want us?
Was the king before? Was the king before Queen Elizabeth? Was it King Edwards the VII? Did somebody tell me what was the monarch at this time? And if so, what was the king previously? Let's get a sticky bomb there. That's gonna be a dead Schimwagen.
Receiving fire.
Rifle grenades firing. That was roll a miss there on the 234. It was King George V. Got it. I wasn't sure when Queen Elizabeth took reign, I guess, the best way to put it. Did a rifle grenade damage onto the 234. It does do some decent damage versus light targets, or maybe that was a Stuart. King George the Sixth, got it.
Puma.
I really don't know much about the Monarchs. It is a repair bunker. Weird. Do now the flamethrower now engaged by the Schimwagen. The Schimwagen's getting repaired up in combat. I want the AoE effect to burn the Flame Pioneers. Does fall back now. Got too close to the other units. Oh, great. And I also had that bunker selected when switching between players. Now that's permanent reticle. 234 took a bit of damage there. Pack 38 received a bit of damage. And these units do fall back there.
Empty crew on me.
Intersections do take a bit of damage there. No additional model drops. Casualty and cleaning station may be in order. A lot of these guys are battered, bruised, beaten. Get some blood transfusions. And there is a Flak Panzer Ostwind deployed out by this player. Who has the... Wait. We got it. The Geschützwagen being deployed on the field. I wonder if I got that name right. We got the Ostwind and the Geschützwagen. We got the glorious Geschützwagen now deployed on out. Ready to support his teammates Flak Panzer Ostwind. Shows that Flak Panzer Ostwind proves what's a true open top vehicle. Let's see. We don't see boards here. The US player selected no doctrine just yet. I don't see a doctrine yet for the... If you go for Artie, he'll go for tanks. And looks like the British player will go for Royal Artillery, and the US player will go for Armor Company.
Ostwind reporting. Empty crew on me. Duty.
I heard an AT gun shot there, trying to clean up these hedges for the glorious Geschützwagens. We do have a regular Cromwell on the field, very nice. Not sure how well Cromwell's perform against Geschützwagens. I know Stogs have pretty good bounce rates. Do Geschützwagens have good armor or not? I have no idea because people don't deploy them out. They call them meme units. But let's admit it. Go for the memes. Go big or go for home. You have some pink shots there, more Ostwind shots. And we've got two Ostwinds on the field, going a lot of anti-infantry there. Should be very effective versus the British force, to say the least. And there's also a nice little 234 to provide a little bit of fire support as well. Cromwell does take out the repair bunker there, very good. Now it does deny the repairs to those Schimwagens. And the Geschützwagen both taking damage, right? Does get a pen there. Does blitz. That is really... Okay, that should not have worked like that. He was dodging those shots there. Ooh, took a good volley there, so they do have a good damage rate, that's for sure. He does stay alive, does run into his teammates' tank traps, but it was really stupid how he was able to dance like that up and down the road. He's supposed to do a fall back. The Geschützwagens now taking some shots there onto riflemen. Of course, they are more of an anti-tank unit, so they're not doing all too well versus riflemen. Ostwinds push way forward. They, of course, will rip apart the intersections, no problem. Quite a bit. I guess you can see the replays as they start getting released on 4K 60 FPS as the one per day, 5 days a week.
We are in battle.
Hard to say. You miss stuff. Yeah. So I think one of the weeks I couldn't cast because of work just holding me over. Do we have a repair bunker there? Climb over for capture this sector. We have the Volks grenades facing forward. They will spot Tommies. Who would expect Tommy there of all regions? I mean, after all, what's the chance of finding Tommy outside of slit trenches? You now have a 17-pounder now deployed on the field. Could be very effective versus the Geschützwagens and the Ostwinds. I heard heavy pants are ready for orders. It is a Panther, so the player who's gone for the Ostwinds also gone for Panthers. He does not have a what's called Kampfkraft Center for efficiency. He probably should eye for that. Does use the Flaming Warfare Pioneers. Do a nice, well-placed Sherman tank shot. That is a Goliath. Goliath does go down to the M1AT gun. Very nice. Does manage to avoid it. And another Warfare Barrage rating on in. There it is. And there they are. There is a US landmine there. Still loading in the battlefield. There you go. It got them loading. Okay, that was a horrible joke. Let's take a look at the top and see what player has what and what resources, doctrines, and all the sort. The armor player has gone for the Allied war machines, so going down the Calliope line, has a massive reserve of manpower for probably some Calliopes. Does have a bit of fuel to work with, no supply yard upgrades at the moment, and a good reserve of munitions as well. So the US player is in a pretty good position. What the heck? I'm not sure what he's referring to. Maybe we missed something. Oop, and there goes the engineer going down to Ostwind. Sherman tank would be more than fun to deal with it. Just have to be very careful with these landmines. Those landmines get detonated by the Sherman tank shot. And the Panther does find the landmine there, so that's going to be a dead Sherman tank. Will not be able to run away from Panther. The British player does have a good reserve of manpower and munitions. Going for a command tank. Does have 2 Cromwell tanks on the field with a Panther on the field. Maybe good idea to go for a Firefly too. And there's a good number of Geschützwagens there. I have no idea how Cromwells and Fireflies do fight against Geschützwagens. Oh, the mechanical blocking thing? I'm guessing referring to a Goliath? I don't see... doesn't look like you've lost your units just yet. So if I did miss something, sorry, but it looks like your intersection's still alive. You do go ahead and decrew a MG42. Got another Warfare Barrage there. There is a big detonation there, so there may have been a Goliath detonator there. There's been more some Goliath, so this might be what you're referring to. A remote control bomb. The early eras of radio controlled explosives. Black Panzer Ostwind may receive a sticky bomb here. His team, the US player, may have access to sticky bombs, but of course there's only stick around 2 Ostwinds. Though right now they're unvetted, so they're actually not that great for infantry. When they get veterancy, and they annihilate infantry. Sorry about that. Oh, there's a Goliath there.
Forward OPs reporting a sector is under attack.
We do have a bit of smoke there. Did the Wehrmacht player have smoke? One of them? Ah, he does have a good night warfare there, so a good smoke barrage.
Veterancy gain.
Got Veteran 1 infantry squads, very good. He does have 3 Vet 3 Geschützwagens. 2, 3, 4 advance on forward. Geschützwagens do have a Pinto mount. And you may want to focus down that M118 gun and start limiting out the 2, 3, 4. It's getting the damage there. And now, oh, those Geschützwagens suppression's decent. Ask his teammate to pull out some artillery. And there goes the Stuart. And this Wehrmacht player is not stuck with the doctrine just yet. It does have a Panzer IV, Panther, 2 Austerwitz, and Veteran 1. There's a lot of Axis armor in the field. Those take quite a bit of damage there. Cromwell firing away. We've got 2 Cromwells here. Mantic's while not too far away. We've got the Firefly here. At this point in time, he may need a bit more armor. Does take out one of the Austerwitz, very good. I'm gonna destroy the crit there. Firefly, 70 pounders, getting some good hits on the Geschützwagens. With the amount of armor in the field, the US player needs perhaps rebuild that AT gun. There's an M10 on the field. There's just a lot of armor there for the British player to hold back at the moment. So Sledge Trench could be helpful there. Post Sledge Trench there, whether it be Tommy or Sapper, which are also some good fire there. Goliath there, AT gun, MG bunker along the flank. Nebor for barrage, eyeing for a barrage maybe right around here. Of course, it's Nebwarfer. When I say right around there, I mean everywhere in that region. Look at that spread. We got one all the way down here, all the way up here. That's more than a screen sling. And there's a Warfare barrage. Needs one more command point for, I guess, for officer artillery, or maybe for the priest. Maybe for the priest. Geschützwagens showed that Schrock who is boss. US player is concerned about Veteran C3, which is a concern. The Geschützwagens are already Veteran C3. The Wehrmacht player here is going for Vet 2 now.
Veterancy gained.
The crack cocaine pink crews are now available. Swap out the methamphetamines for some crack. Warfamin has been upgraded as well. There's now 2 Warfamin half-tracks on the field. No light vehicle efficiency. No additional efficiency on the build queue. Oh, and the US landmine does find the Panzer IV. Austerwitz does avoid this landmine here as well. Rifleman squad does fall back. He does have a Bren squad here, but there's too much armor here to stick around on the button. And test not straight forward. He's asked his teammate to bring in his own armor. A command tank's still here as well. And looks like the US player lags out a little bit there. And you've got a for Allied War Machine relatively soon. The spawn point would be relatively close by, I believe. One Panzer IV goes down, one M10 goes down. A bit of damage there. And the Geschützwagens now making their way over here. Does find one of the M10s, having trouble with the hedge line there. Cromwell getting right behind the M10. Doesn't body block, which is good. Finds one of the Geschützwagens finds a landmine, damages the engine. M10 does take a bit of damage there as well. Got 2 M10s back over here. It could be brought in 4. There's 4 M10s. Cromwell's in a good ambush position there. We can see Bren's button there, but the Panther does not push forward far enough. Firefly has been repaired. It can be brought up over here as well. M1AT gun here, very nice. So VP are captured by the Wehrmacht players, or the Axis players. They are behind in VPs, but their opponents are counting down. Wait. It seemed like that was stuck at 4 or 5 for a long time. Unless I am going crazy. Gren squad, Scopar squad advance forward. Grenadier. Officer artillery now being brought on in. A little bit overkill there. So the Grenadier squad will get wiped out. Nebel Warfare Eye for Barrage. Looks like right around here, I'm guessing. It looks like the lieutenant. Wasn't there a lieutenant there? May have went down. No additional level of veterancy for the unknown Doctrine Axis player. What is teammates Doctrine either way? Both of them have not selected a Doctrine just yet. We got a very good amount of armor there. Do we now have a priest on the field as well? Or on the field and asking to where for a barrage. Of course, with our caster vision, we can see this wouldn't be a half bad spot. But what did they see? Not a whole lot at the moment, of course. Galactic Barrage raining on in, get a bit of damage on everything. Oops. A bit crazy. You have 5 Geschützwagens now deployed on the field. The armor don't seem too terribly great, which will make sense based on looking at that model. The M118 gun should be plenty against in the center of the map. Of course, it could get focused down. Piece of barrage running on in. The center VP has been decapitated. Looks like a creeping barrage. Drop Grenade Warfare there. Grenade Warfare still alive. Nebel Warfare Barrage is eyeing somewhere over here. There's suppression there onto the Tommy. And it does get a skip on there. Rifleman Squad will skip on out there. Anthos Inch is not currently damaged. We've got the 4 M10 space on forward. Trying to focus on the Panther. We've got the Geschützwagen is now providing some fire support. Mega destroyed there. Allied War Machine has been activated. I think that M10 just annihilated the M10. Just needs to fall back. Does hit up the Osman there. Wooden Farmel goes down. These Geschützwagens are doing really good damage, don't they? Scope Squad does get suppressed there. Firefly has rear armor exposed. I don't think his frontal armor will bounce anything either way. Light Barrage running on it. There goes the Firefly. Command Tank needs to fall back. Light Barrage does roll a miss. And we got 6 Geschützwagens now advancing forward. Command Tank see a bit of damage there. M10's in this region. M10 or M180 gun the region as well. Geschützwagen does go out of control there. 234 you see a bit of damage there. Another Geschützwagen goes down. 234 will go down. Another M180 gun over here as well. Another Panther deployed out over here. Now got our 2 barrage trying to hit those Geschützwagens. I really hate the Priest Barrage makes the same sound effect as the booby traps for Panzer Elite. I recognize these sound effects way too often. If they reuse sound effects there, it really confuses me. And when guns having trouble firing, those things bugging up there. I hear V1 Rocket Run raining somewhere over here, I believe. Does give a retreat order. Captain retreat. There goes the 17 pounder. Good retreat there to avoid. Another Geschützwagen went down. We have 3 Geschützwagens here, and that appears to be it. So it looks like 3 of the Geschützwagens did go down. Ah, oh, that's a good place for a captain. Most people like to use the captain for abilities, but he has the captain next to his opponent's triage center, so he can order a retreat to captain to get healed up, heal them up, and then do a retreat move back onto the field, onto the HQ command truck. Very good placement there. 5B Rocket Barrage raining on in, getting some sporadic damage. Geschützwagen get repaired on up. Over here, do have the Schimmenwagen here. And we've got the Tiga Panzer as well. So the Geschützwagens have some heavy armor support. And let's take a look and see what each player has, resources, doctrines, all that sort. No Pershing tank just yet. Plenty of munitions. So it can be a bit more aggressive in the future. He does have 5 M10s. His teammate does have currently 1 Priest, 2 Fireflies, command tanks down, so you may want to get another command tank. Going for another Firefly never hurts as well. These forces, however, getting ripped apart. There's a lot of heavy armor there and not a lot of anti-armor support. He does want to have 1 Priest providing some creeping barrage. You consume the rest of his munitions with these barrages. Oh, and looks like there goes that Repair Pioneer. Use the captain so you save munitions. Very good. Except for Royal Artillery, which you are, which tend to be... Your munitions are consumed by those very hungry
Germans
big
are taking
guns.
one of our strategic points.
After all, you gotta feed your guns with something. You can't feed them bread and water. You have to give them brass, lead, and steel.
What now?
Gotta get your necessary vitamins and minerals, such as lead.
Section, stand to. Make it quick.
Fireflies have been overhealed, very nice. I'm a big fan of the overheal. And then the Warfmans are not a big fan of the overheal. Those pioneers, those sappers do have a bit more work in front of them now. We do now have 2 close range barrages raining on in. Finds a good hit there onto the Panthers, softening them on up. This Explorer, of course, has gone for the Blitzkrieg Doctrine, does have access to the Tiger Panzer. It's soon to be the Manpower Blitz eventually. Now that War Machine's been activated there, M1 to go and find some point blank shots there, but it does get decrewed when the M10s have gone down. Artillery raining on in the back line may soften up more of the Geschützwagens. M10s make their advance. Allied field War Machine's been deactivated. Fireflies add up firing line. Another M10 does go down. Damage to crit there onto the Tiga Panzer. Fireflies has a bit of health to work with to advance on forward. And the Terror Doctrine player has a massive reserve of manpower, good reserve of munitions, and fuel. So may want to eye for another Panther probably. There's going to mount M10s in the field. Trans-4s wouldn't be half bad as well, so if he can help hit infantry. There goes that rifleman. Panther does get a bit of a hit there. Got a fresh stew on the field to let it stew in. Wolfman does not get a hit there. And when gun does get decrewed. M10's now to claim the high ground there, finds the Wolfmans. Detonates a landmine to kill off the half track. Use the hidden landmine ability to kill him, spawn off, though it is double-edged sword ability, causing critical damage to your own engine. Act 38 here does find a main gun destroyed a crit there, destroyed engine crit there. Does have field repair activated, and now it's dead. Allied War Machine has been activated. Over on the Geschützwagens, another M10 does go down. This one's main gun destroyed there. 5 rocket barrage raining on in. Some decent damage here. Panther goes down, Geschützwagen goes down. Fireflies with advance does take out a stew, I believe that was. Panther now seeing quite a bit of use here. He does have efficiency 3 on his tanks as well. There goes the Panther. Command tank in the area, so they've got a good firing line of the redcoats. I suppose he is currently the color red at the moment. Does take out the Tiger tank as well. Now the Geschützwagen will be next. Command tank is a little bit wounded. May just want to fall back the command tank because now it's dead. And there goes the Geschützwagen. Act 38 sitting on up. The Fireflies may want to avoid that fire. Does receive a bounce there, but does go down. M180 guns now come forward to support the Fireflies.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Good hits there. I said he was red, but though I think it's red, the color's orange. Yeah, same difference. I'm going to keep that joke. And it's a creeping barrel. Oh, Really good creeping barrage there. Wipes out to the Pack 38s.
We are losing ground.
Scope our squad engaged by a single Pioneer, or at least one that's remaining. Fireflies will be able to take on the Geschützwagen. B1 Rocket Run has another 70 seconds. Has plenty of munitions for also
Carry
for a
on,
Firestorm.
the fallen brothers struggle.
Panther heavy tank here.
M10's skirting around the flanks, trying to displace these support weapons.
Ready.
Another Pack 38, more Geschützwagens. This Panzerlead, or not Panzerlead, Wehrmacht player is low on fuel, so can't pull out any more Panthers.
Territory of the fatherland.
His teammate only has a Geschützwagen out in the field. Save us manpower for another Tigerpanzer. That's a bit more closer this time since most of the Axis armor is dead. Panther and Geschützwagen now trying to move over here to engage these M10s. True, the command tank gets a good meat shield, but I also think its aura benefits pretty good as well, especially for the Fireflies to engage Panthers. That's why I also say don't lose it. Maybe meat shield, but meat shield's only good if they stay alive.
Resources for Blitz are now available.
Manpower blitz not available. Fireflies get a good volley there onto the Tigerpanzer. So the repair staff is repairing up the Fireflies now, getting a nice little overheal. Flamethrower Pioneers who torch down the munitions point.
Base is under enemy fire.
Now got the Priest now raining a barrage in this region. This player does have quite a bit of fuel stored up. He could go for more Geschützwagens. You may want to eye for an decrease in battle phase.
We have 200 points.
We can get out maybe a Panther zone. He does have Veteran C3, so Vet 3 Panthers could be useful, or Vet 3 Panzer 4s. He is going for Geschützwagens, now going for Pack 30, starting to spend some of his resources. And for Pioneer. Good damage there. Softens up the Panther. Down south, do now have the command tank trying to blitz forward to get some crushes. There's a squad of stormtroopers. He's going for a double Panzerschreck. Going from a set of STGs. MG bunker started going down. Does go down. Got 3 M10s over here, 1 MT gun here. True.
Base is under enemy fire.
It's always a good idea to keep your Fireflies alive.
Pioneers here. Panzer reporting effective enemy fire. Watch the enemy fire.
Fireflies are falling on back.
Armor on alert.
And looks like the Tigerpanzer is getting bits salvaged. There's a lot of carcasses here for these players to claim. And the player we have selected is the Blitzkrieg player who does need more manpower and munitions. Good for munitions for more manpower blitz. He does have it active right there because 97 manpower is not a whole lot. Far from it, very little. Stigmon does connect there on the Panther there, thanks to the Rifleman. Rifleman may want to eye for decapture the point there. And those M10s are having trouble with the Panther at the moment. Bunker does count as a line side blocker there, interrupting the targeting. Get some pans there. And Panthers all receive quite a bit of views at the moment. Got the tank, Tiger tank, and the Geschützwagen up up there. Flamer Engineer still gets pinned there. And There goes the Panther. Got field repair activated, getting some much needed repairs on all these M10s. And there's a V1 there. He's going to try to hit these M10s. Didn't they capture this point there at the rifleman? It was right there. I second guessed myself for a moment. Oh well, it was a complete whiff. STGs, Panzer Grenade Stormtroopers from one set of STGs advance on forward. Bit damage there on the Stormtroopers. Patrick does connect onto the Firefly.
Base is taking fire.
Field repair not activated over on the Tiger Panzer. And something went down over here. Looks like command tank went down. Tiger tank does go down because she's fogging up, firing away. Gets good hits there on these M10s. A bit of damage there onto the Firefly. And now I do have the rifle grenade squad falling back. Repair Sapper's trying to repair up that Firefly. IP barrage running on in. Does not get a kill there. Looks like a lot of rockets missed this region. Stormtrooper squad is going to get some good damage there on the M180 gun, but it's almost dead himself. Priest is advancing forward. The Priest Pinto Mount can suppress infantry units, so it can defend itself versus infantry. And Stormtrooper is falling back. Grenadier squad is advancing on forward, just getting a bit of chip damage there onto the M180 gun, who's firing against the PaK-38. Or is it firing against the Sturm Armory? Probably firing the PaK-38, just rolling some misses. If he rolls a miss, he could potentially take out the Sturm Armory.
Pioneers, grab your gear.
Grenadier squad maybe eyeing for grenade.
They're in our base. They're hitting our base.
Does get a hit there. And now got the rifleman flamethrowers advancing forward. There goes the Grenadier. Oop, and there's a grenade there. Got a decent hit down the flamethrower engineers. Steven Barrage now running on in from the Priest. This is going up this direction there. Finds some infrastructure. The armory has been destroyed. And just making their advance. We do got the Stormtroopers there. Could potentially get crushed. One model does get crushed there. Field repair now activated. And now the Stormtroopers do fall back as well. Engine 42 does get forced on back. We do have M180, not M1, PaK-38 there.
Base is taking fire.
And of course a repair bunker. Most of these forces do get forced back. There's a pretty good deterrent towards infantry. Pantrax do connect with some of these M10s. He does have 3 Pantrax loaded. Destroyed engine right there. It does go out of control now. The Blitzkrieg player doesn't have a whole lot of resources left. Plenty of fuel. His teammate has a small reserve of manpower, small reserve of munitions, and a small reserve of fuel. Fireflies and Cromwells are advancing on forward. Of course, with the Tiger tank here. Tiger tank is a little bit wounded. Shoots Foggin, getting good hits there, and the command tank is receiving a bit too much abuse at the moment. Cromwell does get a shot there, and there goes a Cromwell as well. Got a decent Calliope barrage up there. Gigapons are still alive. Who's playing? Sorry about that, I just saw you comment. We do have, looks like we have a US player name loading. We do have the British player Donkey, the Wehrmacht player Pub, and Wehrmacht player Coop. SDG squad advance on forward. How many SDGs does he have? He only has one. LP. No, he only has one round of SDGs, which is still pretty good damage there. Intersections engaging, force back the stormtroopers, just too much fire in this region. Now got the creeping barrage raiding on in.
We are winning this battle.
Creeping barrage. Looks like my camouflage Pack 38 will find the camouflage Pack 38. And just rains a little bit short to hit the Schutzwagen. Another M10 now pulled on field. That will make M10 number 3. British player right now has 1 Priest, 3 Fireflies, 1 regular Cromwell. And now going for Sledge Trench here. Very good. Sledge Trenches will help him keep control the center part of the map. And those nice crossroads is good for force back by the Riflemen. Nice crossroads, looks like will escape on out there. Got these Grenadiers advanced forward. Does throw a pair of stick grenades down this trench. Getting some great damage there.
NCO's reporting they have destroyed a German target.
I think one of those Grenadiers did get wiped out. There's a pretty sizable firing line here, though granted not all of it is anti-infantry damage. Another Stu deployed on the field and stormtroopers. Blitzkrieg player has utilized a manpower blitz once again. And the other Wehrmacht player, D1, is almost off cooldown. Need a bit more munitions, however, for it. Axe players down to minimal points. And it's unlikely they're going to decapture this point anytime soon. There's a large amount of fire there, so this probably will be game. Great damage from the shoot with a creeping barrage. If the British players is able to store some munitions and just keep it nearby the VP, you can just go ahead and nuke the VP near the end of the game. Of course, it's also advanced forward to keep the opponents at bay as well. That appears to be what he's going to try. M10s or Fireflies advancing forward. M10s advance along the flank. Stu does go down. We've got another Stu and Gigapons here. Schutzwagen a little bit wounded. Shu finds a good hit there. Apparently, the Schutzwagen and the Tiger Tank can both bounce onto the Firefly. The Schutzwagen. And there goes the Firefly. That could have been just the Pack 30, not the Tiger Tank, but either way. SDG squad is severely wounded. Got a lot of flamethrower engineers here. All they have to do is just be suicidal. Nice crossroad contract to capture the point there, but there's too much fire in the region, literally. And I don't think they'll get it decaptured in time. There's one VP remaining, there's less half progress, still more than remaining. That is the end of the replay. This is Aaron Great saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. So there's something I do want to check before I get started on the next replay. So one of your, what seemed to be like one of the YouTube comments may have got cut off. Double check that. Nope, looks like nothing got cut off there. Sorry, just a little bit curious. Let's go ahead and on to the next replay. I'll wait for that one for tomorrow. Name that replay gives me a little bit of pause. what? Let's do this one here. I'm definitely coming down with something. I think it's just seasonal allergies. Seems like everybody at work today was sick and called in. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. As well on the north side as the Panzer League player, we have Fresh Egg, RSA, if I can ever pronounce any names correctly. Well, on his teammate as the other Panzer League player, we have Oro, or O-R-O. I don't know if I should spell that out or say it as one word. Well, I still said it wrong either way. Down south as the British forces, we have Pawn Shop is open, and spawn as the other British player, we have Paul Antriant in True Spectacle. I have no idea if I even came close to that. They don't appear to be speaking English. And delayed armored car, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that was the delayed martyr, delayed armored car. That's best I can read that. Kaliningrad now go around capturing some sectors. You can see field control. I always love how if you don't switch between players, you can actually pull up the mini back map and see everything in the field. Of course, got the intersection captured the fuel sector. The HQ command trucks are still back at home, so they're not. Neither player is packed up in the moment. One person should pack up, push forward, and the other person should pack up and push forward. Panzer Grenadiers and intersection spot already engaged in the central region. Got 2 Panzer Grenadiers in this sector. Another squad of Panzer Grenadiers now deployed out in the field. And we got this Kaliningrad currently a little bit idled. After all, the Germans had a very little fuel point in this point of the war, so gotta succeed the fuel, right? Panzer Grenadiers fighting from heavy cover there. Got the Kaliningrad now trying to blow the Scorpion squad outside cover, but was unsuccessful. The Panzer Grenadiers advanced on forward as well, trying to eye for a bit of heavy cover there. Of course, they're currently out of sector there, so the unupgraded squad's having trouble advancing to the heavy cover. The other Scorpion squad from his teammate advanced on forward as well. Kaliningrad took a little bit of beating there, but doesn't want to risk it anymore. Does use Boyd, designated marksman there on the Scope Rifle squad, not Scope Rifle squad, G43 squad. And a grenade has been thrown. He's pushing them into the incendiary grenade effect there. Doing some great damage on the unupgraded squad. The unupgraded squad needs to fall back. Kaliningrad's almost down. Unupgraded squad does fall back. Panzer Grenadiers getting some good damage on the Scope Rifle squad. This one's just trying to pursue it, but it's having trouble actually targeting him. Looks like.
A fuel depot to the enemy.
Now got a massive wave of Panzer Grenadiers advancing the sector. I say finish that off and run. It sounded like it got killed off there. What? How's the thing not dead? There it goes, now it's dead. Now is a good time to fall back. There's way too many Panzer Grenadiers in the region. Even if they do fall back, there's probably a good chance he'd be wiped out. Luckily, he pushed forward, which actually allowed him to retreat back in a better direction. No, why don't I just cast a replay at a weird angle? Not Panzer Grenadier. Kaliningrad go around capturing those sectors. We got the Brand carrying up one field. And base spec is nothing mounted at the back. It's going to be a good chance it's going to be upgraded. We got a comp group company deployed out by 1 player. His teammate right now is eyeing for the comp group company as well. British player with the Brand carrier. There's the MMG carrier. I assume that since it was by itself, it would be upgraded with that. This one's probably going to be doing the same thing as well. Not currently be upgraded, doesn't have the munitions for it. Lieutenant getting a bit of damage there on the Kaliningrad. And we also got this Trent Dog going up. He's going to lock down that field point. The British player I currently have selected is pushing forward his HQ command truck along the northern part of the map. Panzer Grenadiers trying to be focused down there. Scope our unupgraded squad along the flank. Can't really go any farther than that. It's a little bit too wounded to push on forward. And look at that. It was wounded and got disintegrated, dropping 3 models almost immediately. Asking for a med bunker, probably pinging somewhere. And the HQ command truck is now being set up on this fuel point now. That's pretty far forward. Those along the flanks, but That's pretty far forward. British player number 2, his HQ command truck is still back home. He does have the field support truck in the field. No captain or sapper yet. I'm thinking, based on the amount of fuel he has and manpower, he's probably eyeing for a captain.
Let's not cock this one up, lads. Stay calm and do your job.
Gulf Squad does fall back to the very forward HQ. With this machine gun deploying on the field, it may be a good idea to perhaps deploy out a Bofors just to stop any sort of 2-2 or 250 half-track advance. Now, you've got a forward HQ here getting massive healing effects here across multiple squads. Some do get suppressed there. A mortar here can be very devastating, but also very vulnerable. And this is the HQ command truck. This is going to be the forward retreat point here. This is incredibly dangerous with this many Panzer Grenadiers nearby. It's risky. He needs to get out some, not only get these squads reinforced, but maybe get out some slit trenches to hold the line. Additionally as well, this does pose a bit of an issue. One HQ command truck's here, another HQ command truck's over there. They're on the distance side of the map. It would be hard to support each other. So if one person gets focused down, the other player may not be able to support him. And Grenadiers now pushing forward, they did damage on the Bren carrier. Lieutenant be careful of the fuel point there. Mortar engaging the garrison, which currently has nobody on the inside, so best not to shoot it with the high explosives in the Bren carrier. Lieutenant took a bit of a beating there. Scorpion squad now engaging. This Bren carrier is also still in the region as well, gains good healing. All of this mortar starts shooting the Panzer Grenadiers. And Kenigrad is capturing up the center part of the map. Tank truck now deployed on the field. Rolls a miss. Rolls a miss. Assault casualty cleaning station complete. It's way over here. Now getting some casualties there. Green Star now advancing forward. It is a good flanking position. He's able to push in the center. But right now he's having trouble pushing the center. Lack of lieutenant to support up these units. Section 9 to capture this field point now. Panzer Grenadiers push forward to the patch. This is way too much for that, but section's going to get annihilated. Like the fence in front of the Panzer trucks.
UM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the arsenal.
So this British player we currently have selected, this player here, does now have Royal Artillery selected. His teammate has not appeared and selected Doctor just yet. Incendiary Grenade does get thrown here. Decent position. A close range 25 pounder wouldn't be half bad. Now got the Bren carrier falling back. Incendiary Grenade has been thrown, and this Incendiary Grenade has been thrown as well. Sections here have seen quite a bit of a beating. Kenigrad has decaptured this VP, not VP, this sector there. And I wonder if he has actually selected Doctrine. Nope, no Doctrine selected there. Antrax now engaged in mortar emplacement. The mortar placement hasn't really done all too much so far, but it is in a relatively powerful position to engage the units up here. Does get quickly picked off there. He does use healing from this nearby casualty recovery station there. Right now, this British player is just getting double teamed. Yep, I don't see the camouflage player as well, so that player has not selected Doctrine just yet. And the other Panzer player has not have a Kenigrad in the field for me to visit. Got two G43 squads here getting healed up by the 4 HQ. Follow me here, trying to engage some of these intersections, but they're fighting open ground, getting overwhelmed by multiple Panzer Grenadiers. If sections are advancing forward, we've got these Panzer Grenadiers behind some heavy cover still. If your section does fall back there, air rifle grenades have been fired there. Bren carrier is still roaming around. Looks like some of these G4 squads are getting forced back. Got a mortar here on the field, which will be used versus the Bren carrier. That's like the Green versus the infantry.
Front lines are under attack. We're losing a sector.
Red carrier received a bit of damage there.
No sign of the hunt. We're good to go.
Rifle grenade squad receiving a bit of damage there.
We are losing a sector. I say again, we are losing
A couple
sector.
rifle grenades there, get a bit of splash damage.
Depot capture complete. Trench dug. Ready for more work.
Martyr trying to set on up. Should be able to destroy the bunker, no problem. Yes, it does. Sapper liking being upgraded with Piets. Yes, it is. So does see a bit of hit there. Have the two Pendrick squads here. Maybe two places to charge forward with a canister round, especially when we don't have enough munitions for a canister round. There's 3 Pendricks here. He may be eyeing for a tank hunter at the current rate, this player. I believe this is the one we don't know which doctrine he selected because he doesn't have Pentagram field. He's going completely Pendrick. This has to be tank hunter. Sapper's face forward. We got the Brendan carrier now firing away. Again, a bit of damage there onto the Brendan carrier now with these Pendricks. Red carrier has gone down. Sapper firing away against these Pendrick squads. Repair Sapper does fall back now.
An enemy unit has fallen to our might.
And each command truck will see massive damage. Pendrick should be able to deal with a lot of these structures. That's one fuel support truck down. That's going to be the other one. City grenade has been fired. The Sapper is taking time to repair up the HQ command truck. He's having trouble holding back the Pendricks. Does drop a Pendrick there. And there goes the other Panzer Grenadier as well. I've been told officers picking up a Pendrick can be quite
Attention, the
amazing.
enemy is now able to enjoy the benefits of our Jaeger command upgrade.
Jaeger command has been researched by the other Panzer League player now. He's lost 2 of his Pendrick squads entirely. Big loss there. And the British player, we don't know what doctrine he's selected, has a large amount of manpower.
Capture complete, sir. Lads looking for a fight.
Supply lines are broken. We have a territory cut off from supply.
Good job, lads.
Scope Rifle squad does fall back there.
Munitions point is ours.
Oops. Sometimes clearing the mini-map make you go a little bit crazy. And now the mortar placement being plotted there. Incendiary mortar connects with this intersection. Then I have a nearby casualty cleaning station. I probably would not have needed to. I didn't need to scuttle that trench there.
Oi, Atkins, listen.
I just abandoned it. The trench should be have been fine to just abandoned. And we've got the intersection squad eyeing for this garrison. It's probably getting annihilated if it stays in there. Trying to carry advanced forward with PX loading back, or no, that's just a repair Sapper loaded back. Does fall back now. There's too many STG squads here. No machine gun placement here, so this British player is trying to get overran.
4 Churchills are under our command.
And now you have a Churchill deployed on the field. I love seeing the Churchills. Because you don't ever see them. Hester does get a hit there onto the Stuart. A Churchill AVRE can be very good at this moment in time. He does have a decent amount of munitions as well, so maybe good idea to go for Churchill AVRE and then maybe go down the improved resource line. Churchill Crocodile and Churchill AVRE are basically both the same thing. They're both infantry variants of the Churchill. That's why I think the AVRE is more than plenty. And this doctrine doesn't really offer big munition sinks, and that Brendan carrier got annihilated. Churchill trying to push that truck to the combat field. I think the truck's actually slower than the Churchill. And now he has to go around the field support truck.
Dragoons confirm the Churchill has arrived at your designated order.
And he could deploy a second Churchill. That could be quite a bit of armor for his opponents to deal with. Of course, he has to be careful. This player is gone for a large number of Pantrex. So Churchill Aviary could be better. Churchill's making some advance, trying to get some hits there on the STG squads. Supposed to be fall back now. Do have a verbal wood on point field, which that
NCO's reporting they have destroyed
he's
a
gone for
German
the off ground forces. That means the other player, we don't know what he's gone for just yet. Martyr has been deployed on the field. We'll take quite a bit of rounds to take on Churchill.
Ready?
Slow trench now being pulled on the field. Churchill destroying all that heavy cover.
Tank ready for orders. Carry on.
Oh, those heads are rolled to bounce in the rear armor of the Churchill. But the Martyr does find a pen there. Churchill has been pulling a field. And ooh, in fact, Churchill has his rear armor exposed a little bit too much. And he may lose his Churchill due to poor control. And Martyr does take out the Churchill there. That was completely on his own fault there. Just really bad control of the Churchill.
Contact with the Churchill, presumed KO.
Churchill's now advancing forward. Got the sections now engaging from the light and heavy cover there. Also, Martyr's getting some great damage there onto the Churchill, but Churchill's getting some good damage return. Rolls a bounce there. Another Martyr deployed on the field. And there goes, just being outnumbered. TSD can take out that one Martyr. Churchills are, of course, a bit expensive when it comes to manpower. 600 manpower is something we don't really want to throw away. Stewart's now advancing forward. Patrick does roll a hit there on the Stewart. Does fall back now. Good to stay on the Staghound as well.
Enemy contact! Taking fire!
I don't think I'll be able to play a 4v custom map when I don't have the map installed. Don't know how that works when it comes to replays. This rifle grenade squad needs some healing. Do you have now 17 pounder going on up? 17 pounder has been deployed on the field. We'll be able to get some good damage there on the verbal one. The verbal one does go down. Panthers now being deployed on the field, pushing their way forward. Now you also have a Flak 88 being deployed on now as well. Captain firing away some revolver from the trench. Lieutenant and the scope off squad, they do advance on forward. Panthers just firing away. Crash capture police station. He desperately needed those medics, so he's going to get healed on up now. Scope off a squad, decapturing the munitions sector. Panther getting repaired on up.
Sappers ready for
And the repair sapper is pushing towards his teammate. And these PS sappers going to repair up the Firefly. A good amount of armor here and a Flak 88. This is a good amount of anti-tank right now. Some 25 pounders could be very useful. One player has gone for Roar Engineers, one player has gone for Roar Artillery. A lot of static units here, so I think 25 pounder barrages here would be in order. But it's there. Scarborough squad or G43 squad does fall back. The British players do have this VP capture on up. Firefly taking a bit of use there. Some hull down Fireflies could be help useful to keep back the armor as well. And Rorschach, of course, can get fortified emplacements, so going for some upgraded 17 pounds would be quite nice as well. You don't have to worry about scorched earth and the Umo barrages, so they can be very durable. He doesn't have the boards just yet, so they still have to be careful about the Black 88 and the Mortar half-track. And does lose a 17 pounder there to the Flak 88.
Contact! Enemy unit!
Lieutenant does not capture the point there.
Troops are now able to fortify defensive positions.
Fortified defensive positions there is the boards I referred to. Panzer Grenadier Suko, see grenade there. He does mostly avoid it, does get singed a little bit. Camouflage Grad moving around. Over here we do have now the Lieutenant advance forward, get a bit of damage around the Panzer Grenadiers.
They have 300 points remaining.
Barberwin firing away, getting some hits there on the captain.
17-pounder ready.
Another 17 pounder from point of view. You can see here, might be by boards. You got some boards here. Oh, those lieutenant went down to one of those mortar hits.
Our supply lines are being
Stewart advancing forward. The Stewart and Staghound in this region. Got a good number of Pentrix. He doesn't have double Pentrix there. We've got double Barberwin, however.
Our boys have cleared an 88 side.
Sapper squad does receive a good mortar hit there without a lieutenant nearby. They do move pretty slowly. These forces do have a lieutenant nearby. Barberwin's advancing on backwards, and down we do also have a Hotchkiss here. Not upgraded the extended barrel, but could be upgraded Warfreman. Let's see what he's going for. Designed for the Warfreman upgrade. Put it down the Martin tank. Another shot there onto the Piat squad. Barberwin's now eyeing for a barrage. Not Barberwin, Warfreman barrage onto the VP. Now, Sector does get captured by this intersection squad. Medic will find a casualty right there. There's actually another casualty there who is still alive, but there's no more medics on the field. I guess that's the question. Is like, you see two people on the ground. Who do you choose to pick up? He chose that one. Oh, but do now have some butterfly bombs deployed on the field.
This is Panther Panzer. Target destroyed.
Sludge Trench does get destroyed.
We are losing ammunitions depot.
Hotchkiss has been light tank complete, so it does get a second Hotchkiss there. Schoolbar squad does see a bit of damage. Intersection squad does get forced back there. The Schoolbar squad received a bit of damage. The squad advancing forward, trying to get a bit of damage over here. You have the Flak 88 has been decrewed. This Pentrix squad advancing on forward as well. Wolfman barrage raining on in. Okay, hit down the Panther by the Pentrix. Stewart advancing forward. Barberwin pick a bit of hits there. Stewart does bounce on the armor of the Barberwin. FPS sits there though. Strike firing away from heavy cover. And he does have Bren there for buttoning as well. Staghound decides to throw a curveball against the Whirlwind for a bounce. That's hit directly on.
The enemy has
And it looks like that was a Hotchkiss that went down there. Nope, it was a Vampire Funk Boggin. Staghound does go down.
Once again.
We do have a Firefly here, getting some damage on the Panthers who are advancing forward. But the Firefly's taking a bit of damage there. Stuart maybe will get some rearm hits there on the
Can now
Panther.
use armor-piercing rounds.
Sure, and Firefly needs to run away. 70 pounder here to help protect this retreat. Does get around the building there. Stuart may go down, but having that go down rather than Firefly is probably good. Does attract some fire there. Martyr set on up there, trying to hit some rounds onto the intersection. Over here to get these intersections now advance forward. Couple PS and rocket grenades firing away. Got now the butterfly bombs raining on in. As soon as we see a bit of damage there, Flak 88 firing away. Hotchkiss gets a bit of damage onto the Scope Rifle squad. I got the Warframe Barrage raining on in as well. And it looks like, oh, they're all raining really short. I thought it was going to hit back there. Also got, that is the butterfly bomb flare there. Sometimes those ones go away. And I do have a forward HQ has been deployed right there. It's just the capture reverting. Lieutenant does get forced on back. And now we do have the Scope Rifle squad receive that damage there and now falling on back. Oh, more butterfly bombs dropping on in. They sure float like a butterfly, and they definitely sting like a bee. Each section squads advancing on forward. One Scope Rifle, one Bren. The Bren does have the Panic Strike here. Also got the Captain here to support. Always got Carcass. Large number of P-hits and rifle grenades now raining on in. Force back the G43 squad. Verbal one does suppress down the Bren squad. And a grad does fall back there. Warframe Barrage eyeing for a barrage over here, I'm guessing. I see the shadows. Over here, we do not have these P-hit squads advancing on forward. And does fall back now.
Have 200 points.
Heard another Warframe Barrage running in somewhere. There it is. Does largely avoid that one. Looks like the Verb one does force back the Bren squad. And this Verb one has took quite a bit of beating. You see, it's quite scorched. Scope of squad does fall back there. AT answer right here. Got another two Panthers advancing forward. We've got these forces falling back and more butterfly bombs raining on in. I'm pretty sure now that's like double layered butterfly bombs. There's quite a good number of them. Some of them pretty damaged as well. Firefly took a bit of beating there. There is a repair sap here, so some of these Fireflies are overhealed. As for these Panic Strikes, Incendiary Grenade has been thrown. Group Zeal has not been researched by the Pensley player we have selected.
Destroy the enemy.
Got 25 pounder here. Maybe a close range barrage is in order. It's off cooldown. Right now it's very congested. Aiming damage there. There's enough repair squads nearby to repair up all the damage quickly. Depends. Oh, there's going to be a nasty barrage.
The enemy is weakening even now.
Does got one of the repairs, one of the sappers. Looks like it was a repair sapper. I can see the welding gear on behind on their backs. Rocket grenades. What's back the Pentagon Grenadier there? That Warfare Barrage raining on in. Takes up the Kettengrat, has a little bit of friendly fire there. Supposed to fall back there. There's still Lieutenant in the front line. Now I got the Warrior ones advancing forward. The Warrior one's taking a bit of damage there, does, or the Lieutenant. The Lieutenant does escape on out of there in time. Morris now advancing over here, getting some fire. It looks like Creep Barrage not raining on. Lift off ground forces get annihilated. Got some artillery raining on the Osh Kisses there. The squalls took a bit of beating. Of course, got the Pantrax here. Whirlwind's skirting around. Scope Up Squad took a bit of damage as well. He just needs to fall back to keep too many losses. We have the Brent Squad, however, in this region. After this sector, Firefly took some pot shots, but not advancing any farther forward. Fireflies do take some damage there from the landmines. Got a massive wave of Pantrax here. Annihilates the 25-pounder. 70-pounder will likely be next. And we see officer artillery to rain on in the sector. Probably a good idea to allow friendly fire damage against the 70-pounder. Oh, and the 70-pounder doesn't get destroyed. They can repair it and be recrewed. Now it can't. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Enemy unit eradicated.
That has a lot of damage there. Does drop Bren. And there goes the Firefly. The Birds had took quite a bit of beating there. Now you got a Churchill advancing on forward. 42 now being decatched by the Lieutenant once again. Mortar half-track trying to stop that Lieutenant. Couple rifle grenades there. P.S. rained on it as well. Looks like a whole bunch of miss there. Flak 88 firing away. Churchill's trying to set on up. There's one not good idea to do that in front of Flak 88. Decides to get out from there and falls back. And HQ is not been decaptured, but a couple of well-placed shots, or not well-placed shots, been destroyed. More butterfly bombs raining on in. Maybe a good idea to actually get a Minesweeper Sapper at the current rate to clean these all up.
We are losing ground.
Sure, Scope Rifle Squads can spot them, but they do have the delay. Black 88 has now set up on this region to help prevent anything with base support. This is going to get a good hit there onto the G43. Warframe and Barrage now raining on in.
Taking enemy armor fire.
Comrades report the enemy has destroyed a vehicle.
That was going to take out that.
The rank of
And
veteran
grab.
sergeant is available for assignment. Forces are capturing a friendly sector.
Gee. Okay, that's just a lot of upgrades completed there. Fieldcraft, Veteran Sergeant.
Once more.
Large amount of upgrades there. Let's look at all the players' resources, manpower, and all that sort. This Panzer player doesn't have a whole... He's far over pop cap, which is a bit of a problem. There's quite a bit of armor on the field, though. As long as he keep his Panzertrucks back, his Panzer Grenadiers back, doesn't have to worry about reinforcing them. Go right now, they're currently in the front line, engaging. Those are seeing grenades in the retreat path there. And the Brit does largely forward it. Could use some healing there. Let's take the armor command truck there. Decides to fall back nice and early. Warfman and Barrage now raining on in. His teammate does have a small reserve of more like a good reserve of manpower. Small reserve of munitions, not enough for Henschel strafe support, but making good use of the butterfly bombs. And don't really need the Henschel strafe support anytime soon. They're not relying on enough armor to warrant it. And good reserve of fuel. British player, Royal Artillery player, is very low in manpower. Does have access to priest, one priest on the field. Warframe and Barrage running on in somewhere over here. That's a blind barrage there, but the thing about blind barrages, they can miss. And his teammate has all the Churchills available. He has all his doctrines selected as well. Good about manpower. Of course, he does have the increased resource income as well, so we got 26 munitions from this sector. And right now, this player should decide to get out some sappers and start pulling out a large number of landmines along the back line, prevent any sort of dive. And that's one reason I say you should really go for an AVRE. You have plenty of munitions to spend. Each squad does go ahead and pull out slip trench there. Bounce there.
Germans are trying to secure our patrol.
Couple Hotchkisses now push on the front line from his teammate. Hotchkisses do get some bounce there while firing the barrage. Here comes the city grenade there. Warping barrage. Getting okay hit down the Churchill. Does fall back on the squad. PS1 needs to fall back. Churchill is taking quite a bit of abuse. And now do have the Panzer Grenadiers sort of firing some Panzer shots there. The Sappers advance forward. On the pin down the Flak 88. Barb 1 advancing forward. Barb 1's almost down. That is a Kettengrad. I don't know why I thought it was a Goliath. And oh, the Barb 1 annihilated the Kettengrad there. Yeah, that was his own unit, so that's all his fault.
He's down to 100 points.
Do see some damage over here. Looks like some of the half tracks that went down. Maybe when the Hotchkiss went down. Yeah, there was 3, now that's 2. Panzer Grenadiers do fall back. Nice incendiary grenade there onto the intersection. Burning them out. I think there's 2 of them thrown there.
Germans have penetrated the line.
And Dell's going to get completely disintegrated.
NCOs
Firefly Transport does pick up that Barber win, but now it's in melee range against the Panther. Eventually 3 Panther and eventually 2 Panther here. Decides to hold down, which will allow him to get overran pretty easily.
Panzer forces are trying to secure.
And get destroyed the crit there. And there goes the Firefly. Lieutenant does inside the Garrus slip trench there to make sure it doesn't go down. Warframe Barrage now running out in over here. It's a sporadic damage. He does want to hold down a Stag Hound here. Holding it down over here to prevent the flanks from hurt. And there's a flying tree right there.
NCOs reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Oh, the British players have 465 tickets, while the Panzer players are down to 63. That's not a whole lot for the Panzer players. We have the Panther over here, so we're just camping at this point. They can't really take it off. There's not enough tickets there. The Warworm is firing up the sky for some odd reason. Where is it trying to shoot at? It's suppressing these units, that's for sure, but I'm not sure where on earth it's firing at. What the hell? It doesn't involve it shooting up along this ridge. Is that what's going on? What is going on with it? The barrels are pointed up there as well, so it's purposely trying to aim somewhere up there. But now it's aiming right there. It has to be this ridge bug to get out. Maybe we're supposed to shoot me, the cameraman. Everyone knows the cameraman's immortal. That first time a RTS has aggression towards a cameraman. Vigorous replacement, now seeing a bit of fire there. Patrick does connect. These guys are sprinting. They may sprint through the Warframe garages. Sentry Fountain does go down. Each section is now advanced on forward. A sync grenade has been thrown. Another sync grenade has been thrown as well, forcing these guys back. Bofors replacement going on up. At this point in time, I sort of disagree with that. Makes sense they're fighting against a large number of light vehicles, but they're not necessarily fighting against a large number of light vehicles. Bofors is completed. It is, of course, does have the boards as well. They definitely need to find a minesweeper over here. That unit does get forced on back there. These Panic Grenadiers receive a bit of fire. Stag Hound does roll a bounce there. Another reason why For Royal Engineers, it's actually, in my opinion, better to go for the command team because Stewards, you can get a large number of cancer rounds from Stewards. Sports Auto Advanced Support, Panther's going to see some fire there from BS in the captured Panther Shrek. And looks like this Panther does fall back there. Now these guys are exhausted. The 234, or not 234, 223 does see a bit of fire there. Does fall back in time. These units are all retreating now.
German target has been destroyed.
Panther, still in the region, trying to pursue these units back at home. He could try to go for a big crush. Rolls a bounce down the Panther. Rolls a bounce there onto the Panther, not big surprise. Both are now firing away. It is overhealed. Now it's no more overhealed. The targets for the Panther squads there. Does force him back. Airburst rounds now raining on in. Looks like annihilating the Panther squad. These ones taking a bit of damage there. And the Staghound does now need some repairs. Repair staff for 2 models is going to be doing that. Another Wolfen barrage in this region, getting good damage on everything. Staghound does pack on up. It does take out the Warp 1 there. The 4-3 squad could get hit by some airburst rounds. Does get hit by an airburst round.
German target has been destroyed.
He goes down. Action has been obtained. But it's there onto the Panther. Panther's now making their advance. There could be a massive crush here, depending how he moves his Panthers. Does get one of them left in, however. The other one's coming for a big crush. Does get some models crushed there. This Panther's a big beating. Does get the button interrupted. Destroyed in your pit there, so that one's good as dead. And now here comes the Wolfen barrage. They're pinned down right there. Some massive damage on these units. This unit's bringing some own defeats as well. It does take out that one Panther. Yeah, they're just currently guarding this point. And there goes the HQ command truck. These units starting to make their advance. Some decent damage on the Panther. Contract does roll up bounce. PS gets some more bounces, but does do some chip damage. Airburst round firing away. And starting to capture this point there. The airburst round could finish him off. It may finish off the Scope Rifle squad. Got a good hit down the Scope Rifle squad. Now Firefly's holding down there. Does go out of control there. Looks like to the airburst round. Does lose out entire squad there. Firefly's gains some good damage on into this Panther. Now here another pair of Panthers now being deployed on out. Good damage there on the Panther, but it's getting overhealed, so it's having trouble killing it off. It's now on the flank. Staghound advancing forward. Good hits there. Needs to not finish him off. It's on the haul down to the Staghound now. There goes the Staghound. And Firefly does pack on up to avoid the Patrick shots there. You see a massive volley. Does get picked off there by the Panther.
Combat reports show the German vehicle was knocked out in that blast.
Hate squad does fall back. Good chance he'll get wiped out.
If you ask me, you're a real nutter. Sappers in field.
Royal Engineer player still has not expended his munitions on anything, looks like. This teammate has a bit of manpower, plenty of munitions. No priest in the field anymore. Does have a 25 pounder somewhere. Another artillery barrage raining on in. Ansley player, the Luftwaffe Ground Forces, does have a good reserve of manpower. He needs a bit more population space to get on another pair of Panthers. Going for a Flak Irving here. And both replacements still somehow alive. And the other Ansley player, the Tank Hunter player, does have a good amount of manpower and munitions. No Yag Panther just yet. His Panther Grenadiers can't really be reinforced. He only has 3 pairs of spare population. Let's go bring them up all to 3 rather than just to 4. Good, it's there. Panther does get button. There's currently 3 Panthers in this region. Firefly firing away. Get some good damage there. Eagle's plenty button. Firefly still pretty healthy. One of the Panthers do get wiped out. You may have access to another button, so going for a button there would be very useful. Get some good hits there. Panther receive a bounce. X-Player's down to 25 tickets, and there's a double capture against them. They can't maintain this decapture against them for long. Got potential for the triple capture there. At this point has been decapture time. He does have the capture ability. Panther turning forward does stop the capture there. Blocker firing away. May gonna short crit on this one there. There's 3 squads of Piets. Roll some bounces there. Lieutenant charging forward. He may throw himself in the treads. Somehow that Panther's still alive. More damage on this Panther as well. And this Panther does get saved. This Panther, however, does go down. More Warframe Barrage Rain in, annihilates that squad. And then, nope, the medic stays alive for now. The medic appears to be picking up a medic. More PS there onto this Panther. Hotchkisses do have some decent amount of veteran C. Got 2 Panthers have full health in the back line. This Panther over here is getting healed on up. I've got triple capture in favor of the Pensley players, so the British players just need to get one good push and hold 2 VPs for just long enough. When we repair up the casualty clearing station, this player has definitely received a bit of a beating, the Royal Artillery player.
25 pounder, ready to copy.
Way back here. Orphan Barrage raining on in. And finds a butterfly bomb there, which actually knocks him into a bit of a more of the barrages over here. Each section does decapture the point there, but won't be enough to capture it up or get any BP progress. Though there is a drop punch track here, which could be useful. He has to connect onto the Panther. Damage engine crit there. This section's no longer no longer capture the point there. May see a bunch of this Panther there. May see some massive crush there. He does get one model crushed. The other one's being buttoned at the moment, trying to pursue it. Nope. Thank you for the follow, or no, thank you for the YouTube sub, it really was. I actually have that a little bit blocked at the moment. Sorry, I can't see your name. These forces do all fall back now. Got a massive wave of PS now trying to hit the Panther. Eagle does get buffed there. Here, Warframe Barrage is trying to hit these forces. It does heroically charge out of the way. And maybe it will go from the Hotchkiss himself. does get a volley down to the Panthers. The other ones are currently not firing at the moment, so it doesn't get any damage there.
Not very pretty, but that should
Panther, good enough repaired at the moment.
Yes, sir.
Casualty party station has been rebuilt and starting to heal up these forces. And Panther's a little bit damaged there. Kaliningrad is capturing up this fuel sector.
section-sized unit. Take it.
Panzer Squad, double Panzer Squadron I destroy some infrastructure and an armor command truck. A Incendiary grenade has been thrown there. 70 pounder receiving a bit of abuse as well. We got the east intersection pushing forward. The lieutenant needs to fall back, severely wounded. Does fall back himself. Both these Panthers are now severely wounded. Panzer's advancing on forward. And now do we have the Panzer Squad capturing the VP. British forces do fall back there. We do have a Panzer Squad there. Takes the lieutenant. Throwing some rounds there into the H2 command truck. Field point now being captured by the Kaliningrad. Barbowen and the Panthers are advancing on forward. Good Incendiary grenade placement there. Going to hit these retreating squads. Both throwing them alive. One squad right there. There goes the Fiat squad. Unless the HQ command truck will go down shortly. His teammates way over here getting forced on back, and looks like one of the players may have backed up the game now.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Seems to sort of just idle there. I think he has backed the game. Yep, and that is... He looks like he has backed up the game now. So let's go and fast forward the last bit, since that is basically the end of the game now.
Germans are trying to seize one of our strategic locations. Forward supply Speed governors have been upgraded on HQ trucks. Speed governors have been upgraded on HQ.
Of course, the first thing the AI does is upgrade speed governors. He says teammate's trying to pull out a victory, but I don't think he can. He does capture the VP there, so maybe he is going to pull out a victory. This point is being captured. This point has been captured, and it looks like he's not going to pull out a victory. Again, these forces now being crushed there. Does got some armor, that's for sure. There's way too many Panthers in this region, and has a lot of super repair squads there. And these forces may get pursued there. Promo taking some use as well. It does pick up the promo there with the Warpman. It's actually maybe from the AI though, because that is from the AI. Firefly advancing forward. Hotch Kisses may get overrun by the non-AI Brit player. But right now, the field support truck does pack on up to get a back retreat.
Down to 200 points.
And yeah, that he had one good push before he gets overrun. Because the AI, of course, are not very good.
Taking fire! Get ready another adder!
Whisper, don't whisper at me. Either way, that's Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. So that's really my last replay tonight. I have a sizable headache at the moment, so everyone, thank you for watching, have a good evening, and get some good rest.